which is called Becoming a Love Dog, From Emptiness to Tenderness, by a local woman named Patricia Flash, and I haven't seen Patricia in years, but she gave me this book a long time ago, and she was a wonderful, I don't even know what to call her, coach, psychotherapist, whatever. I took a group thing with her a long time ago on The Artist's Way, and so this is the book that jumped out at me, and she starts, the title of the book, Becoming a Love Dog, comes from a poem by Rumi. And I know Anne likes Rumi. So I'm going to read the poem, even though it sounds a little, I don't know, dark, whatever. But it's the basis of this whole thing. So, the grief you cry out from draws you toward union. Your pure sadness that wants help is the secret cup. Listen to the moan of a dog for its master. That whining is the connection. There are love dogs no one knows the names of. Give your life to be one of them. And there's so much in here that it was hard to narrow down a passage, but I did, and we'll see where it goes here. She talks, first I'll just say, she talks a lot about whether we come into this world as love dogs, whether we understand what it is, etc. There's a lot to it. I'm going to order some more of these books. No, seriously, as gifts, I think they would make a lovely gift for some friends of mine. So let's, okay, we'll start here. I believe that every single soul on earth, beneath everything, is a love dog. But some of us have veils that are too thick to pierce. Sometimes when I work with a client, I can turn myself into a pretzel to deliver a soulful message that they really can't hear. In those cases, my greatest act of tenderness is to honor their perspective and let them go with my blessing. One of my own greatest blessings is that grief and turmoil brought me to my knees at a very young age. Wayne Muller has written that a painful childhood can leave a positive legacy. That's from Wayne Muller's book, The Legacy of the Heart. In my experience, that's true. We can take our early heartache and be broken by it, or it can make us more caring, thoughtful, empathetic, and strong. Pain often leads to willingness. We can use that pain to become love dogs. Love dogs use every situation in their lives to make them more connected, more authentic, more self-knowing, more devoted, and more as a soul. Becoming more and more of a love dog is a lifelong pursuit. It takes skill, patience, intention, tenderness, integrity, support from others, and most of all, willingness. She says, I love working with love dogs. It makes my heart sing and touches my soul very deeply. We're all love dogs. And on a completely different note, I picked an affirmation from a few words from the song Amazing Grace. I'll say the two lines and then we'll say them separately together. 'Tis grace hath brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home. Tis grace has brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home. And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you, Carol. Good morning. I'm Joseph Salek. And this morning I get to welcome a member of our community, Yvette Trujillo. She's been participating every day off and on for many, many years since its inception, I believe, which is 8 or 9 plus years ago. Denise has a beautiful voice, And as many of you know, she is...
So does Yvette.
I'm like, what's Denise doing? What's happening?
Yvette has a wonderful voice. She has a beautiful presence and a deep heart, and it's really a pleasure and an honor for me to be working with her. Please join me in welcoming Yvette.
We're all one. Let me hear them. This is a song by one of my favorites who I sing here all the time, Denise Rosier. And All That's Good is the name of this one. I've heard it said that we're small and alone on our path, but my mind is set on a life greater than that. And my heart is open wide. Yes, my heart will be open wide. All the good that flows from above and below, I am that, I am that. All the joy and love that a life can hold, I am that, I am that. All that's good, all that's good. Some say the answers I seek are found on my knees, but I listen inside to the whisper, I'm all that I need. And my heart is open wide. Yes, my heart will be open wide. All that's good that flows from above and below, I am that, I am that. All the joy and love that a life can hold, I am that, I am that. All that's good. All is for me. Oh, I am worthy, I am worthy. All is for me. Oh, I am worthy, I am worthy. All that's good that flows from above and below, I am that, I am that. All the joy and love that a life can hold, I am that, I am that. All that's good that flows from above and below, I am that, I am that. All the joy and love that a life can hold, I am that, I am that. All that's good, all that's good.
I'm coming, Mr. Dillon.
Steady, Miss Ray.
Yeah. You betcha. Thanks, Denise. Okay. So, you can hold her for me.
Oops. You can do. You can do.
Okay.
Now what do we get to do? Do you know the stool?
Everybody's going to get to look at it.
Chair.
A chair.
A chair is good. I just need a place to rest it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Oh, yeah. Okay. She can just go there. And while I'm thinking about it, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Jean, do you see how important
Yes.
it is that you gave me that beautiful cane? Well, you've heard me say it before. Hi, Facebook. Hi, Zoom. I don't know that I've ever been more happy to see anybody than I am to see all of you today.
We're so glad to see
And since you haven't seen me in ages and ages, I'll just remind you that I'm Rev Ann Rea, and delighted and overjoyed and grateful as ever to serve with you and for you as your senior minister here at Everyday Center for Spiritual Living in Santa Fe, New Mexico. So, my title today is There But for Grace. Beautiful, perfect selection, Carol. There But for Grace. And first, I'm going to tell you a little story about a minister and her adventures with her humanity.
Anyone we know?
So on Halloween, my hip dislocated fully while I was putting on my jeans. And the Cliff Notes version, y'all know what Cliff Notes is? The Cliff Notes version is hip dislocated, managed to call Denise thanks to, if anybody ever thinks that electronic devices like Alexa are stupid or dangerous, I want to tell you, maybe they are, but that enabled me to call Denise because I didn't have my phone. So it was 20 minutes before it came to me, 20 minutes in processing a lot of adrenaline, that it came to me that I could try that because I didn't know if the call would go through or not, but it did. And it took 20 minutes for Denise to get home. And for those of you who don't know who Denise is, shame on you. Anyway, she's back there. And then 911, ambulance, trip to St. Vincent's, ER. Thank God for anesthetic. And the fabulous care that I got every step of the way. The firemen were so amazing. So amazing. I owe them cookies. Because I asked in the ambulance, I asked Charlie what anybody could ever do for them. You know, what can we do to get back to you? Because you guys are heroes.
Yes.
And he said, what do you mean? And I was sort of stunned by that, even though I had a little drugs in my system. I wasn't so drugged that I wasn't clear. And I said, no, come on, there's got to be ways to get back to you. other than chocolate chip cookies. And he laughed and he said, oh, that's funny because the first thing I was going to say is food. He said, because we eat all the time. So then he had a special t-shirt on. And it had all of his fireman stuff on it, you know. But it was honoring Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And he said, well, you know, sometimes we have these special t-shirts and people could buy them. And the money goes directly to the house that you buy them from. That's what they call their station. And I said, well, okie dokie then. And maybe we'll find other ways to give back to you. Because I think it's very important to give back to the people who give so much. So, hospital, anesthetic, put my hip back in, sent me home in this. If you need to stand up to see it, feel free. And I have been in it 24/7 ever since. Yes, sleeping too. So, this is my first outing, other than a very interesting trip to my surgeon, which happened 5 days after being in the ER. And it was only interesting.
You voted too.
Oh yeah, and I voted that day too.
Good job.
And that was far more interesting than going to the surgeon. But I digress. Anyway, so Denise and I were just starting to really kind of figure out how to maneuver in this thing, because I was pretty out of it all weekend, and and Halloween, when my hip went out, Denise tested positive for COVID.
Oh, great.
And then the following Saturday, I did. So, blah, 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 blah. I was really mad. I was mad, I was frustrated, I was ticked off at myself. I was not in a good place. And no matter what I did, no matter what I tried, no matter how much deep breathing I did, no matter how much prayer work I did, and I knew all of you were praying for me, and I knew lots of other people were praying for me, and it didn't frickin' matter. I was mad. I was mad, and I was frustrated, and I was disappointed. We were supposed to be in California. I was supposed to be officiating at Denise's stepmom's memorial. And there I was, stuck in this thing, with my legs sticking straight out. I was mad. And then I was mad at me. Oh my God, did I have a pity party. Tears. I'm not making fun of myself. It was really hard when it happened. It felt awful. It didn't matter that I know better. It didn't matter that I know the truth. Of course, it did matter. But in the moment, this was a purely human reaction that was having its way with me, because I really felt at the affect, and I talk about us feeling at the affect, I really felt at the affect of what was going on and what I couldn't do. I had very little strength. I had absolutely no stamina. I knew I wasn't going to be able to speak. Yvette reached out for me right away and said, I'm here, I'm available, what do you want me to do? And fortunately, I was able to pull my diplomacy together and not be rude, but be grateful that I didn't have to think about it. It isn't like I didn't have other resources, but I didn't have to think about it in that moment. And I am so grateful. And I am so grateful to all of you, every single one of you who showed up on the last 2 Sundays when I haven't been here. That's what every day does, is we show up for each other. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate it, because you showing up here was the same thing as showing up for me. I mean that with all my heart. So last Sunday, fast forward, last Sunday, Saturday night, I had had a terrible night. Lots of pain. Couldn't get to sleep. Just, we've all had those nights. And when you can't move very well, it makes it even more fun to be having one of those nights. And so when we got up Sunday morning, because I was all geared up, I thought, to come and speak last Sunday, and I said to Denise, I can't do it. I just don't have the stuffing. So then I go through another whole thing. Oh my God, I'm not showing up for my community, blah, 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 blah. And then I decided, okay, when you don't know what to do, Anne, what do? You pray. So while Denise was here, and you guys were having a wonderful Sunday in Yvette's fabulous hands, I was deep in prayer work, just diving in. Okay, what's underneath? What's underneath? Where's my strength? Where's my knowing? Because, you guys ask me, what do I do when I can't find my knowing? Well, when a minister has to answer that question, it's a whole different ballgame. But my knowing showed up. I went deep enough for long enough, because I couldn't do anything else, that my knowing showed up. And where my knowing took me was to a place of total surrender, which I know scares everybody to death. but it's okay. Surrender is okay. And acceptance. Not resignation, but acceptance. Okay, this is what is. And there are things that aren't. And that's just so. Everybody do that with me. So then I just sat in that space, kind of, I don't know, I felt like not like I'd had an out of body experience, but like I'd let go of my ideas about my body. And I just settled into that and breathed into that. And fortunately, you had a nice long service that day. So I got to, between Shelley Campbell's astonishing music and Yvette's wonderful talk, and Jean, your amazing self as doing what you do, as the force of nature you are. I had a nice long time to just try on this new way of being. And the net result was, and it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. It was gradual. But the net result was, I started to feel so much better. I started to feel my strength return. I started to be thinking about things more normally. Like, this is okay. Denise and I can work this out so that I can get up and down and move around. And day by day we did. Okay. And so here I am before you today, when there but for grace, I could have been not. And if for no other reason than to share my experience with you and going through all of the human stuff, and I'm not judging that because I realized with great love, as I do when I'm counseling anyone or talking with anyone who is sharing their experience with me, that's part of who we are. Our humanity is our teacher in many ways. Because when we catch ourselves going down some kind of a rabbit hole, or doubting, or fearing, or worrying, it's always an invitation. You've heard me say that many times before. It's always an invitation. Not obvious. Darn it. Not necessarily obvious, But always, it's always an invitation to open up a little more. It's like that beautiful song that Yvette just sang, being willing. I just kept saying, I'm willing. I'm willing for this to be different. I'm willing to feel differently. I'm willing to be open. I am really willing. So come on. I know better. But my ego could not be a part of this journey. My years of study could not be a part of this journey. So why am I telling you all this? Because I think it's really valuable, or could be, for people to have an opportunity to understand that ministers struggle with their humanity too. And I'm very grateful for the struggle. I know that sounds like, what? Why would she be grateful for the struggle? But I'm grateful because it made me stronger. A lot of people are familiar with Kelly Clarkson's song, What Doesn't Kill You Makes You Stronger. Well, I don't happen to believe it has to come that close. But I absolutely believe that if we use the tools we have, whatever they are, maybe our toolbox is just brand new. And we're just moving into the idea that we can think differently and therefore live differently and feel differently. Maybe our toolbox is brand new, or maybe our toolbox is 40 or 50 years old. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What matters is that we use the tools we have. And we reach out. We reach out for the people that are our people, that we know will support us. Babysit. I'm recruiting babysitters. That's no joke. Because Denise feels so much better if there's somebody that checks in on me every day while she's at work. So sign up here. I just felt it was so important to share my experience with you. And let you know that just because we're ministers, we're not bulletproof. We don't just skate through stuff that's hard. We recognize that it's hard. And sometimes we get a little too deep in the hard. But one step at a time, using my tools, I found my way, not out, but in. And so it is. Okay, I need help. Yeah. somebody to take this. Oh, and I'm getting so good at asking for what I need. Yay! Oh, thank you. I needed that deep breath. Oh, Denise, if you would get the check that's in my purse, that would be great. And would the ushers please join me? Thanks. Well, let's see. I'm just going to go ahead and seed Stephen's basket with that check. And if you can move over this way just a little bit, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for the people who are behind you, but I like the people who are on Zoom and Facebook who have joined us today to also feel, you can even come all the way over here, to also feel included in our conscious giving. What a special time this is. What a special opportunity this is. For us to be together, for us to remember what's worth remembering, and to let go of what's not. To remember how valuable it is to stay in the moment.
Oh, yeah.
And not get ahead of ourselves. Whether it's with planning or worry or wondering. Planning and worry and wondering, I suppose, serve their purpose, but they also take our focus away from what's really important. And that's this now moment where we can be different and do something different and contribute something to each other. Uplift each other with our love. Our practice of conscious giving, of what we call conscious giving, honors every gift, every kind of gift, whether it's a donation of money or time or heart or coming and babysitting your minister. Every kind of gift is of equal value. All of it, because it is all the one. It is all the same energy. It is all the same intelligence. And it works together synergistically to support this community and this community's work in the world. It works together to support each other and our individual presence in the world and being the light that we are. We got to turn that light up, kids.
Yeah.
We got to stay juiced and we got to turn that light up.
Yes. Yes.
So if you would please say with me our sharing affirmation. The love of Spirit blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive abundantly. And so it is. Sally Ford. Joseph isn't up here to tinkle a few notes, so I'm going to. It's great to see you. So those of you online, this is kind of a hard time because everything kind of goes. So you get to sit there and look at me, or go get a cup of coffee, which is a much better use of your time. Anyway, here we go. I so appreciate you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh my golly. It is with such profound gratitude that I accept these gifts on behalf of Everyday Center for Spiritual Living and recognize the difference that not only these gifts make, but the consciousness behind them and the consciousness that brought every single person to this service, no matter how they got here. If Facebook was the vehicle, awesome. If Zoom was the vehicle, awesome. If a car was the vehicle, awesome. It is my privilege to accept these gifts and to turn them over to the stewards of our board of trustees for what I know will be their perfect handling. And so it is.
And so it is.
Jackie, just for right now, because I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening.
I can take this from you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will be careful.
Thank you, Yvette.
I'm getting there, Mr. Dillon.
This is a song that was shared with me by a dear friend, my dear friend Kamatara. And it resonated with her and the stage of her life that she's in. And it absolutely has resonated with me over the last 6 weeks to 2 months. It's called Born for This. The artist is Maestra. We'd never heard anything by her before. And I invite you, this has got a lot of words. We'll work really hard to enunciate. But I want to share it with you as a prayer. So I invite you, if you're comfortable, to close your eyes. If you feel safe, to lower your gaze, soften your gaze, whatever works for you. And I'd like to share this with you as an offering from my heart. This has been my anthem, and I sing it with my eyes closed in the kitchen, dancing around, declaring that I was born for this. Hear the rhythm of the drum, and it's pounding and resounding in my open heart. As it comes, I hear it thrumming slower at the start. Something new is coming, and I can feel this rhythmic pressing, all the pressure coalescing. I was made for this. This challenge is familiar, reminiscent of my dreams and the echoes of my culture. I remember this. I chose to come at this time. I'm here to change the earth tides. I'm here to build a new life. I am open. I am ready for this world. I am ready to let go. I am ready for the void. I am a part of this. There is only love awaiting on the other side of fear. It's the bliss of incarnation. I was born for this. Oh, fear speaks as me. We've always been one people, we were always free. And everything is equal, drop your guards and be open for the changes. This hurts, let's of you release. All you think is what you need, metamorphosis is imminent and pending. And new beginnings bring the endings of a world that has been lending us where we've outgrown. There's a secret kept for ages that keeps the people in their cages, made of complacency and rage. And the secrets that we're free, we're the only ones we need. We are the alchemy of all that's meant to be, and we choose everything. All the pain and all the peace. I am limitless and present. I am here to bring in heaven. I am open. I am ready for this world. I am ready to let go. I am ready for the void. I am a part of this. There is only love awaiting on the other side of fear. It's a bliss of incarnation. I was born for this. I was born for this, yeah. I was born for this. And this I know, everything is alright, alright. Even death is just a birthright. And I will go to the darkest places, and I will bring my love. And I am enough, and I am open. I am ready for this world. I am ready to let go. I am ready for the void. I am a part of this. There is only love awaiting on the other side of fear. It's the bliss of incarnation. We were born for this.